In an increasingly digital world, scams have evolved to exploit new technologies and vulnerabilities. Being informed about these scams is crucial to protecting yourself and your assets. Here are the top 10 scams you should be aware of. Before we begin, please like and subscribe to our channel. 10. Phishing attacks. Phishing attacks are a prevalent and sophisticated form of cybercrime that aim to deceive individuals into divulging sensitive information, such as usernames, passwords, credit card details, or personal identification. Perpetrators typically disguise themselves as legitimate entities, often using fake emails, messages, or websites that closely mimic trusted organizations. These fraudulent communications often contain urgent or alarming requests, urging recipients to take immediate action. Once victims unwittingly share their information, cybercriminals can exploit it for financial gain, identity theft, or unauthorized access to accounts. Protecting oneself from phishing attacks requires vigilance and awareness. Always verify the authenticity of requests, avoid clicking on suspicious links, and never share personal information through unsolicited channels. Utilizing strong, unique passwords and enabling multi-factor authentication can further fortify defenses against these malicious tactics. 9. Tech support scams. Tech support scams are a crafty and manipulative form of fraud where scammers pose as technical support representatives from reputable companies, seeking to exploit individuals' trust and lack of technical expertise. These fraudsters employed various tactics such as cold calling, pop-up ads, or phishing emails to trick victims into believing their devices are compromised or infected with malware. Once they establish contact, scammers may request remote access to the victim's computer under the guise of troubleshooting, only to install malicious software or steal sensitive information. Tech support scams can lead to unauthorized access, data breaches, and financial loss. Protecting oneself involves skepticism towards unsolicited support offers, avoiding remote access to devices unless initiated by the user, and seeking assistance only from reputable sources, such as official company support channels or local IT professionals. 8. Impersonation scams. Impersonation scams are deceptive tactics employed by fraudsters to assume false identities and gain victims' trust for illicit gain. These scams can take on various forms, such as posing as government officials, law enforcement officers, or even close acquaintances. By exploiting social engineering techniques, scammers manipulate victims into revealing personal or financial information, complying with fraudulent demands, or making unauthorized payments. Impersonation scams often play on victims' emotions, creating a sense of urgency or fear that overrides their rational judgment. To guard against these scams, it's crucial to exercise caution when dealing with unexpected requests for sensitive information or immediate actions. Verify the legitimacy of requests through official channels and be wary of divulging personal details without confirming the identity of the requester. Staying informed and maintaining a healthy skepticism can help prevent falling victim to the manipulative tactics of impersonation scams. 7. Online shopping fraud. Online shopping fraud is a prevalent digital threat that preys on unsuspecting consumers seeking convenience and deals. Scammers create fraudulent online stores that mimic legitimate retailers, offering enticing products at attractively low prices. Unsuspecting buyers make purchases, only to receive counterfeit or substandard items, or sometimes nothing at all. These scams exploit consumers' trust and desire for online bargains, often leading to financial loss and disappointment. Protecting oneself involves thorough research before making purchases from unfamiliar websites, checking for secure payment methods and encrypted connections, and reading reviews and customer feedback. Vigilance and cautious online shopping practices are essential to avoid falling victim to the deceptive allure of online shopping fraud. 6. Investment schemes. Investment schemes are deceptive strategies that promise high returns with low risk, enticing individuals to invest their money in fraudulent or non-existent ventures. These schemes often use sophisticated marketing tactics and persuasive language to lure unsuspecting investors into parting with their funds. Common types of investment schemes include Ponzi schemes, where returns are paid to earlier investors using funds from new investors, and pyramid schemes, which require participants to recruit new investors to generate returns. Victims of investment schemes may lose their entire investments, and these scams can have devastating financial and emotional consequences. 5. Romance scams. Romance scams exploit the vulnerability of individuals seeking companionship and love online. Scammers create fake profiles on dating websites or social media platforms and establish emotional connections with their victims over time. They build trust and intimacy, often weaving elaborate stories to manipulate victims into sending money or providing personal and financial information. Once the scammer's objective is achieved, they disappear, leaving victims heartbroken and financially devastated. Romance scams prey on emotions, and victims may be hesitant to report the crime due to embarrassment or shame. Protecting oneself involves being cautious when forming online relationships, verifying the identity of individuals, and refraining from sharing personal or financial information with people you've only met online. 4. Social engineering attacks. Social engineering attacks are manipulative tactics that exploit human psychology to deceive individuals into divulging confidential information, performing actions, or compromising their security. Scammers use psychological tactics to manipulate victims into revealing passwords, clicking on malicious links, or providing sensitive data. These attacks often involve impersonation, appealing to emotions, or creating a sense of urgency. By exploiting human trust and behavior, social engineering attacks can lead to data breaches, identity theft, or unauthorized access to systems. Protecting against these attacks requires skepticism towards unsolicited requests, verifying the authenticity of communications, and educating individuals about the tactics scammers use to exploit human vulnerabilities. 3. Lottery and prize scams. Lottery and prize scams involve fraudulent attempts to convince individuals that they have won a prize or a lottery, often with the requirement of paying fees or taxes up front to claim their winnings. These scams play on victims' hopes and dreams of a substantial windfall, enticing them to part with their money in exchange for a promised reward that never materializes. Scammers use various methods, such as phone calls, emails, or mailed notifications, to inform victims of their supposed winnings. Protecting oneself from lottery and prize scams involves skepticism towards unsolicited notifications of winnings, verifying the legitimacy of claims through official channels, and refraining from providing personal or financial information or making payments in response to such offers. Awareness and cautious judgment are essential to avoid falling victim to these financially harmful scams. 2. Ransomware. Ransomware is a malicious form of cyber attack that encrypts a victim's data or locks them out of their system, with cybercriminals demanding a ransom payment to restore access. This type of attack often targets individuals, businesses, or organizations, crippling their operations and causing financial and operational havoc. Ransomware is typically delivered through malicious email attachments, infected downloads, or exploiting vulnerabilities in software. Once activated, it encrypts files and displays a ransom note, demanding payment in cryptocurrency in exchange for a decryption key. Paying the ransom doesn't guarantee data recovery and may fund further criminal activities. Protecting against ransomware requires regular software updates, robust cybersecurity practices, and educating users about phishing and suspicious attachments. Backup solutions and a proactive response plan are essential to mitigate the potential devastation of a ransomware attack. 1. IRS impersonation scams. IRS impersonation scams involve fraudsters posing as IRS officials to intimidate victims into paying fake tax debts. These scams often employ threats of arrest, legal action, or penalties, coercing victims to make immediate payments using methods that are difficult to trace. Vigilance is crucial. Always verify IRS communications through official channels, as the IRS does not initiate contact via email or demand instant payments without due process. Protect yourself by staying informed and cautious to avoid falling victim to these deceptive tactics. That's a wrap for today's video. What are your thoughts on this? Let us know in the comments section below. And make sure to like and subscribe to our channel.